Louise Aznavour here. Thank you for visiting me. Energy creates energy. Come often, especially watch my playlists. You motivate me to do more. Your presence helps me to stay motivated to do more. So it's a give and take, win-win. Let's create synergy, shall we? Instead of giving a simple definition of what a pushover will be or is, I totally relate. I mean, okay, see if you are a pushover as well. Some of the signals of a pushover will be, is this you? You have difficulty saying no to others. Under the name of being kind, being nice, giving, empathy, this is what happens. You have difficulty in saying no to others. You have a hard time setting boundaries, like others defined what your boundaries ought to be. You often put others' needs before your own. This was very much a Mediterranean training, and women fall into this. You often put others' needs before your own. Think, stop, think. You avoid conflict and confrontation. Does this ring a bell? You apologize frequently. This does not ring a bell to me. If I need to apologize, I do immediately and also carefully, and a heartfelt apology. Not in the role of an apologetic human being. No. However, this is some of the signs of a pushover. You apologize frequently. You don't express your opinions and feelings. I don't relate to this, do you? I do express my opinions. I express my feelings. However, the whole point is knowingly not to hurt the other. Empathy. Yes, but at the same time, does the world know not to hurt you? Be aware. Be alert. Keep your eyes open. Asking for what you want. That's quite difficult for me, because as a giver, you give. You don't learn how to ask. And my banker the other day said, no, you've got to learn how to ask. You've got to be present as to your needs, and also people will be very happy to be there for you. You show agreement with others even when you don't agree. No, that I don't do. I might keep silent. I don't show agreement if I do not agree. Do you? That's another sign of a pushover. So then there are suggestions of how to practice the new you, the new us. Okay.
The single greatest way to improve your productivity is to say no more often. If you respectfully say no to a 1-hour meeting, you magically create an hour to get your work done. If you respectfully say no to a coworker who wants your help on a project, you'll be able to finish your projects on time. And if you respectfully say no to a friend who wants your help moving on a Saturday, you'll be able to spend more time with your family and recharge for the week ahead. In this video, I'll show you why it's so hard to say no, how to find the strength to say no, and how to say no without angering people. First, why is it so damn hard to say no? Well, we've been conditioned to say yes for most of our lives. As kids, we said no to our parents and teachers and received negative feedback, so we said yes more often. In school, we made friends by saying yes to requests to play and hang out. And when we started our careers, we said yes to every opportunity in the hopes of getting ahead. But Damon Zaharias says we continue to say yes when we'd rather say no, because we wrongly assume that our goals and interests are inferior to other people's goals and interests. What's more, we believe that prioritizing our interests and saying no to a friend or coworker is selfish and will damage our relationships. So given all that, how do we find the strength to say no? I've discovered the strength to say no after making 3 realizations. Realization number 1, saying no does not make me selfish. In fact, saying no to people so I can take care of my needs actually increases my generosity. Realization number 2, saying no for the right reasons strengthens my relationships. And realization number 3, when I say yes just to please people, I say no to something I value. First, saying no increases your generosity. If you say yes to anyone and everything, you'll have no time to focus on your needs, be overwhelmed, stressed, and exhausted, and start to feel bitter and resentful towards the people taking up your time. What good are you to others if you're stressed, exhausted, bitter, and resentful? By saying no to people so you can take care of your needs and fill up your emotional tank, you'll have a greater capacity to help people. If you doubt this, try the following experiment. Tomorrow, start your day by saying yes to other people's priorities by answering emails for an hour. How much energy do you have the rest of the day to do generous work and improve people's lives? The next day, start your day by saying no to the outside world and yes to your most important project or your personal well-being. Either spend an hour making progress on your important project or use the hour to journal, read, exercise, or meditate. After this hour of self-care, how much more energy do you have to improve the lives of people around you? Second, saying no for the right reason strengthens a relationship. We value things that are hard to attain. So if your friends and coworkers know that you don't freely give away your time, they will value your time even more than if you simply said yes to every request. Realization number 3, every yes is a no to something you value. If you reflexively say yes to please people, you will inadvertently say no to what matters. Before you say yes to a time-consuming request just to please someone, remember the 3 P's: people, project, and personal well-being. Imagine saying no to the people you want to spend time with, like your family, and seeing the disappointment on their faces. Or imagine not having the satisfaction of completing that one project you're passionate about. Or imagine seeing yourself a week from now, burnt out and exhausted because you said no to the activities that would help you recharge, recover, and improve your personal well-being. Hopefully, this imagery can give you the jolt you need to resist reflexively saying yes and respectfully say no more often. The key to respectfully saying no more often, without angering people, is to deliver a categorical no, reference a commitment, or make a counteroffer. First, the categorical no. If people routinely ask you for a ride to the airport, create a categorical no around airport rides so you can tell the next person that asks for a ride to the airport, sorry, I've stopped offering rides to the airport. I can see if someone else can offer you a ride or help you get an Uber. A good categorical no to turn down requests to grab a drink on weekdays is, I've stopped drinking this month, or I don't drink on weekdays. When you tell someone a categorical no by saying, I've stopped, or I don't, or I have a rule, you make your no seem like an objective fact and not a personal rejection. Other examples include, I only do interviews on Fridays, or I'm not accepting new proposals at this time, or sorry, I don't schedule meetings before noon. Next, say no without being a jerk by referencing a commitment. When you reference a commitment, even a commitment to yourself, like I've committed to exercising every day, people are generally understanding and rarely push back. No one likes to break commitments, so they don't want to pressure you into breaking your commitments. Here are a few ways you can use commitments to turn down a request. I'm fully committed to a project right now, so I need to turn down your request. Or I've made a commitment to spend time with my family this weekend. Or I can't join you for lunch. I've made a commitment to go to the gym every day at lunch. It helps to write down a list of personal and professional commitments you have every week so you can deploy them when someone asks for your time. And the last way to turn down a request without seeming like a jerk is to propose a counteroffer. Instead of saying no to someone's request, especially someone whose relationship you value greatly, just say no to their initial request, but counter with a smaller offer. Your counteroffer can include finding other people to help or getting them started, or doing something similar that takes a fraction of the time. For example, I'm unable to do that at this time, but I can put you in touch with someone who can help you. Or, I don't have time to do A, B, and C, but I'd be happy to help you with one of those tasks. Or, I'm overcommitted and unable to attend your meeting, but I'd be happy to email you a few ideas that you can share in the meeting. Countering a request with an alternative that requires less time is a great way to protect your time and let the requester know you value that relationship. As Damien says, you don't owe the requester alternatives. It's just an act of goodwill. In the end, most of us have a habit of saying yes when we'd rather say no. We can break that habit by remembering that saying no will actually increase our generosity, make others value our time even more, and allow us to say yes to people we want to spend time with most, the projects we most want to work on, and the activities that most contribute to our well-being. We can say no without being a jerk and angering people by creating no categories, referencing our commitments, and countering requests with smaller offers.
Learning to say no. You can do actually studies on these. There are beautiful books and there are archived books. Don't say yes when you want to say no. That was a book, it was a classic in the 60s. Will you promise me that you will? I promise that I will learn not to be a pushover. Yeah? Mwah.